Hey guys, what's going on? It's Devon Cyrus Fantasy Reports. It's good to see you guys here. Guys, let's talk about Nerlens Noel filing a lawsuit against Rich Paul and Klutch Sports. So really quickly, I'm just gonna pull up the handy dandy news story, and here we go. New York Knicks center Nerlens Noel has launched a lawsuit against Rich Paul and Klutch Sports, accusing the NBA power broker and his agency of mismanaging Noel's interests during free agency negotiations from 2017 to 2020, according to a petition filed Monday in Dallas County, Texas. Now, some of you guys might not know this, but Nerlens Noel was represented by Happy Walters, but Rich Paul convinced him to say, hey, come to Klutch Sports. He said he would be a $100 million man and secure him a contract. $100 million man. You remember that. So what ended up happening was Noel infamously declined the Dallas Mavericks offer of a 4-year, $70 million deal contract extension at Paul's recommendation. He signed a modest 1-year qualifying offer and would allow him to reach the unrestricted free agency in 2018. But due to a thumb injury, Noel claims it was at this point that Klutch Sports lost interest in representing him because, obviously, he didn't get to play up to his standards that he was playing before, or when the Mavericks wanted to sign him to a $70 million contract for 4 years. So, ultimately, after that horrendous decision, he ended up signing league minimum deals, going to play with stars Russell Westbrook and Paul George. He agreed to a 1-year deal in 2019 and 2020, again at league minimum. So he did that twice. Noel actually wanted to leave Klutch Sports in January 2020, but an employee convinced him to stay because at this point, the employee was trying to tell him, hey, the Thunder are going to offer you a 3-year contract between $7 and $10 million per year. So quite a fall from grace annually. But that 3-year pact never materialized, and he instead signed another 1-year deal worth $5 million with the New York Knicks. The contract, for which Klutch Sports is reportedly still seeking commissions fee from. Noel's lawsuit asserts Paul had virtually no role in the agreement. So, Noel made obviously $12 million in a string of short-term deals during the 4 seasons, for which the Mavericks initially offered him $70 million. And he averaged 5.5 points, 5.2 rebounds, 1.5 blocks, and 1 steal in just over 18 minutes per game from 2017 to 2021. And he terminated his contract in December 2020 with Klutch Sports and signed with GSL Sports Agency. And he obviously got a 3-year, $32 million contract now. So, this is going to continue to happen. Very sad to say, but this is going to continue to happen. As the TV deals continue to inflate, more solid NBA players who aren't all-stars are going to see how much they can push to get, right? Nicholas Batum wasn't an all-star, but he could do a little bit of everything. He earned a $100 million contract. I believe he got 116 way back when. Reggie Jackson signed, I think, a $108 million contract with the Detroit Pistons back in the day. So, there are really good starter level players who have potential that get these types of contracts, which would leave more of these guys to say, hey, well, if they're going to get that, then I should be able to get that too. But you have to know. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, if you're not an NBA All-Star, how much a year is an NBA team going to be willing to pay you if you are not going to be the cog, the franchise player? You know what I mean? So that's something that you obviously have to think about. Noel turned down a 4-year, $70 million contract. Man, that's just terrible. And Rich Paul should be ashamed of himself for doing that, saying that he'll make you a $100 million man. You go secure that bag if you're not an all-star. If you're an all-star, like Klay Thompson, he didn't even play last year and he got an extension. He tore his ACL and the Warriors said, hey, no, we're going to pay you max because that's Klay Thompson. You have to think about these things. You know, Alec Burks, another guy that the Thunder tried to pay $70 million to, ended up going to the Knicks for cheaper, and now he got a smaller deal. And of course, infamously, Dennis Schroeder was offered a 4-year, $84 million deal, and very stupidly, he turned that down because he wanted $100 million. Like $16 million is... What's the difference between $16 million if you're already making $84 million? So ultimately, like I said, this was, again, negligence in terms of agents trying to go too far, not knowing the true value of who they are representing. And clearly, you know, Rich Paul, after he saw that Nerlens Noel wasn't going to take that next step, wasn't interested in negotiating him in contracts, right? Rich Paul wants to be associated with guys like Ben Simmons, LeBron James, all these other top guys, you know, so it's believable that he would lose interest in representing Nerlens Noel. But ultimately, that's the story. I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you blame the player more for not kind of being realistic, or do you blame the agent? Because obviously the player puts a lot of faith in the agent to make the best deal for them. Let me know in the comment section down below. Share this with a friend. Guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.